74 CB360T going through some changes. Welcome to Hacker Week. So here we are, episode 2 of the CB360T conversion to, what is it? A Scrambler, I'm calling it. Some people are telling me I'm turning it into a motocross bike. Whatever the case may be, this is the basic mocked up configuration I've got going on right now. Bought a rear wheel from a 74 XL 350. It's an aluminum rear wheel. I need to get possibly the swing arm to go with it, the axle to go with it. For now, I've just got the wheel there for a good mock-up for a lightweight, relatively, for this era, lightweight wheel with a decent tire on it. On the front, this is from a 83 XL 200R, 21-inch tire, 33 millimeter forks, longer than they need to be, but that's okay. I can play around with this and then later hunt down a better set of fork tubes the right height. I can actually adjust this a little bit and get the rake and trail I want. Right now, the way it's set up, I think it was at 28 degrees from the vertical on the head here, and I think I had about 2.5 inches of trail. So anyway, that's the basic setup. Right now the engine's just sitting in there for the weight aspect of it, but it does need to be dropped into the frame the proper way. All that reminds me, we need to go back and look at where we're going with this bike. Was talking Scrambler at first, now it's getting a little Road Warrior-esque in my head. This is what I'm seeing. I'm just going to build a bike. I'm just going to pretend like I found this bike in a post-apocalyptic world and I need to rebuild the bike. But it needs to be able to do a little off-road action, but still get on the highway and rip and cover distance and be reliable. Alright, so I start scouting out junkyards until I find the wheels and everything else I want, i.e. do a bike build off from the internet. And that's what I'm going to do. A little bit of cleanup involved along the way, not a ton. Not a lot of spraying everything and being all perfect and making it look all pretty. I'm just going to build a runner. I'm just going to build this thing and run it. That's the first goal. Get it all together, get a chain on it, get everything aligned. That's why that's got to get in there. And then I can dial in the rear wheel, set the offset I need to, possibly, like I said, get a whole different swing arm. I'm looking at one from the XL 350 74. I think it's got the same width up front. Maybe somebody knows that. Anyway, I'm on the hunt for one of those. So I want to get this engine in here, then we can kind of just take a look at what we got going for alignments on everything and other things we need to do with that front end to make it a little bit stiffer. The North Carolina mud wasps, or whatever they are, and they make their houses in these holes in frames of motorcycles. The motorcycle bugs, they freaking love it. It's like there was several places here on the bike. Here's another one. Gnarly. Just gonna run a drill in and out of these just to clean them out. Really good. Okay, in the true sense of a post-apocalyptic world where I have no internet, I'm just going to try stuffing this engine in there without any guidelines. It's heavy too. Oh, but wait a minute. I see a mount that comes off on the other side. Yep, right there, that plate. Alright, so if you're here in 2085, during the great renaissance of the internet archive, I'm visiting you from 2018, showing you how to change one of these engines in a 74 CB 750 353 200. So that's out of the way now. Okay, let's give this another go. We're stuck now. Yeah. We got stuck real good. Woo-hoo. There we go. Or it loads in. Yeah, I bet you loads in from the other side of the frickin' bike. Ugh. All right, here we go. Grab an engine by the head. Carry it around the other side. Woo! Oh yeah! Hello! Hello, legs. Lift with your legs, boys and girls. Okay. Okay, what do we got now? Let's see. Bring the top all the way through first, maybe. Yep. Then swing it back. Yep, we're getting there. Almost. Hang on. Get the back lined up in between those bolts. Okay, I've got one engine mount bolt. That's the one that's, let's see. Yeah, this is the one for the foot pegs to mount. Just gotta figure out how they mount. That comes in from the other side, I believe. Found another 10mm bolt to shove in the front here. That'll help a bit because I gotta pull this back out. There's a shim that goes in there. Goes right here. Oh, it's gonna be a tricky little bastard too. I just know it. There we go. Just like that. Okay, just need one more bolt through there. For now, that's mounted up. Good enough. Now we can actually see the true alignment between the front sprocket and the rear wheel sprocket. Right there. So we can work out aligning that later once I get the proper axle for this thing. I can shim it out if I get the right axle, and the axle is going to come through and be the right thread length and all that. I've got this just shimmed up with some big nuts and things for now to get it reasonably close, which isn't even really reasonably close. As you can see, it's good enough for mock-up, but that's about it. And I can already see the tires offset that direction a whole bunch. But I could use this, do different spacers, adjust the spokes for the offset, and line this up, you know, perfect with the sprocket up there. But if I was to just get the right control arm, possibly from the XL250 or 350, then it may just bolt right onto this frame and the wheel will just fit it by default with the adjusters and everything. That'd be pretty cool. So what's this piece of PVC? This is a mock-up of a 14-inch shock at full 14-inch up travel. So that pretty much leaves me, when you measure the distance in here, this all-important distance that a lot of people ignore, there's about 5 inches here. So if I get 4 to 4.5 inches of wheel travel by the time I'm all set up, I'll be happy. That'll be a decent amount in the rear without causing too many weird issues with the swing arm being pulled down. And we can always crank up the front end a little bit too, see what that does for things, but one step at a time. So the engine's sitting in there for now. And now we're just waiting on some more parts. Got some parts coming. Handlebars are going to go on some new pegs that I bought. There's pegs that go into those guys right there. See those two holes? Kind of like the old Triumph twins, etc. They all had rubber isolation between you and the bike because twin cylinder. Bzz. And so here's the cool badass set of handlebars, complete with a really nice funky ass patina. I might just throw this together just like it sets, dirt and all.
give it a clean up maybe. But yeah, think post-apocalyptic bike. You know, the last installment of Road Warrior, the one that had all the dirt bikes built up, that's a little bit of my inspiration. But that's what we're after here. But so far so good. Not looking too bad. Just gotta now get some things together on the suspension. Get the wheels all set the way they're supposed to be, all aligned the way they're supposed to be. Front fork, that's gonna need a little attention too. Right now, they're set further apart than what they were on the XR200. So there's going to be some spacing going on and offset of this rim as well, which is okay because right now the rim is offset to that side anyway. I need to bring it back this way, so that'll be okay. And then I'm going to do some kind of a fork brace across the tops here, old school fork brace. If I have to machine one, I will. It shouldn't be too difficult. That'll help a lot with these skinny ass little forks that are now further apart on the trees than they were intended. But you know, I'm not gonna do any like Evel Knievel jumps and serious crazy motocross. I just want something, if I want to get out right on a trail in the woods and go over some rocks and stumps and things that are 8 to 10 inches high, I can do that without banging the bottom of the engine. Of course, we're gonna put a skid plate on there before we're all done. Exhaust is gonna come out of those, needs to go somewhere. I can get just headers from Niche Cycles, just a Mac pipe header, set of headers, and maybe go from there. I might just do a 2-into-1 and bring it back up here and come up high with it up the back. The tail hoop on these, there's 2 bolts here, and it looks like I could slide this hoop right out, I suppose. Maybe, maybe not. It sure looks like it. Looks to me like it's clamped in place. So anyway, that's staying. Not going to mess with that. I like the mounts that are here. I can use those later for stuff because I plan on making some ammo box style panniers for this thing, which will be cool.
Well, there we go with the tank and seat on. Hell, it's done. Not really. Long ways from it. I guess that's about it for now because I've got to wait on some spacers and axles and things like that before I can finish aligning all this business and still hunt down some other parts. Need a good set of handlebars, etc., etc. Just slowly keep shopping it out until I get it all put together. So that's a wrap for this week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all the donations. There's been a few that have helped out on this project. Thank you very much. That's very generous of you out there. You know who you are. And till next time.